Good afternoon, everyone. I decided to make pancakes tonight for dinner. Why not? So I thought I'd just go ahead and record how I make pancakes. I actually got my recipe from my mom, and it's very simple, and they're really, really good. I just used all-purpose flour, or you can do cake flour. I did it with cake flour once, and I really didn't like the texture or the consistency of the batter, so I just stick to all-purpose flour. Sugar, milk, vegetable oil, salt, baking powder, 1 egg, and vanilla. The vanilla is not in the original recipe, but I like to add it for some extra flavor. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is only going to make about 11 pancakes. So if you want to double the recipe, you're going to do 2 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, and 2 cups of milk, and 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. But we're going to cut the recipe in half because I'm only making this for me and my 2 kids. So I already put 1 cup of flour. We'll put that in a bowl. And then next we're going to do 1 cup of milk. We use 2% milk. You could do 1%, whatever milk you have in the house. And pour that in. And then we're gonna do 1 tablespoon, or actually, sorry, before we do the sugar, I already pre-measured 1 tablespoon of baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder. Put that in there. Then go in here and do 1 tablespoon of sugar. And sometimes I like to add just a little bit more because sugar, you can never go wrong with sugar, right? And then after that, I do, let's see, a half a teaspoon of salt. I like to use kosher salt, but regular table salt is fine. And then I like to use 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I just use the cap to measure out the vanilla. I don't put it in a measuring spoon. There's the vanilla. And plus it saves on dishes too, right? Okay. And then let's do the vegetable oil. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So there's 1. And 2. And since I only have 1 hand, I need to crack the egg. So, hold on. Alright, so now that we have our flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, egg, milk, and vegetable oil, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, you take, sorry, that was my daughter. You take a whisk, and the secret, so I was told, was to not over stir. You actually want lumps of flour to be left in the batter, and that is the secret to a good pancake, is to not over stir. So we're just gonna stir it until the egg is incorporated into the batter. And that's exactly what you want. You don't want it to be smooth, you want it to be lumpy. So I'm going to go ahead and you just preheat a large griddle or skillet to medium heat. Okay, once your butter is melted and the skillet is hot, go ahead and add your batter. I do about 4 at a time. Sometimes, I mean, you can add fruit too. You can add blueberries or you can add chocolate chips. Sometimes I add dark chocolate chips. I'm just going to let these cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so what you're looking for are little bubbles, and that is the cue to flip your pancake. Okay, I went ahead and did a second batch, so that's cooking, and this is the first batch. And then over here, while those are cooking, real quick, what I like to do is if you've never had 100% maple syrup before, you need to try it, and I guarantee you, you will never go back once you try 100% maple syrup. It is a little bit more pricey than the fake stuff, but trust me, it is worth it. So what I like to do is just buy maple syrup and then put some water in a pot and heat it up just a little bit. So when you pour it over your pancakes, the syrup comes out nice and warm and easy instead of slow and thick and goopy. And that's how I like to have my syrup. So these are just about ready to be flipped.